Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an article which hands down is one of the craziest articles I've read in a long time with regards to the courts and the government sticking it once again to men and pretty much showing how the deck is stacked against us and why, as I've said before so many times, guys, you don't want to get married, you don't want to live with a girl or girlfriend, and now you can add, don't even think about getting into any serious relationships to the list. And big shout out from Alex from Canada for sending me this article overnight. And the title of the article is Unmarried Ontario Couple Had No Children and No House, but Man Must Still Pay Support, Appeals Courts Rules. And so basically this article, true story guys, just came out. It's about this guy in Canada. He was in a relationship with his girlfriend for 14 years. 14 years. They weren't married. They didn't have kids together. They didn't live together. They didn't share any assets. None of that shit. They simply just dated, did things together, vacation, you name it. And just like all relationships, eventually ran its course, but 14 years later, and the woman sues the guy to get support because she was used to the lavish lifestyle that dating this wealthy guy had for her. And guess what? She won. And now this guy has got to pay her money, $50,000 a month for 10 years, even though no children, they didn't live together, no common law marriage, no kids together, no joint assets, nothing. That goes to show you just how crazy things have got. So for any of you guys that are in relationships right now and you're in Canada, definitely pay attention to this article, because if you go beyond 3 years, it's considered to be cohabitation, and this could happen to you. And this story, guys, it's so big, it's so important to talk about. Guaranteed, it's going to spread around the manosphere today. I already saw this morning that over at Joker over Better Bachelor did a story on this. And by the way, guys, I had this article sent to me overnight, so I was planning on doing this article today when I saw it. So any of you guys say that, oh, you're copying Better Bachelor. No, I'm not. I'm planning on doing this anyway. Other channels are going to do the same thing, so I'm not copying. Some of you guys, I once did a video one day like 3 months ago, and turns out that Joker did it too, and some of you guys started PMSing in the comment sections that I was copying the guy. No, I wasn't. Totally respect the guy, cool guy, great show. It just happened on that one day. But this particular article, I think it's very important to do and share my take on the situation. So just want to point that out for any of you guys who want to start bitching in the comments section. All right. So article starts out saying, in Ontario, being common law spouses doesn't necessarily mean having lived in the same home, the courts found. A wealthy businessman will have to pay more than $50,000 a month in spousal support for 10 years to a woman with whom he had a long-term romantic relationship with, even though they kept separate homes and had no children together, Ontario's top court ruled. $50,000 for 10 years, $50,000 a month for 10 years. That is insane. Are you kidding me? It's bad enough if they were married and had kids together and all that shit, but this was just his girlfriend. Do you think this is going to motivate guys to want to actually have girlfriends now after a ruling like this, for those that are aware? That you could just date someone and after a few years you're considered a common law marriage, and at least in Canada, and then for whatever reason it ends and now you got to pay for it for an indefinite period of time sometimes? That's crazy. No guy in their right mind would ever get into a serious relationship after knowing this knowledge. And watch all the whining and complaining that's going to come out of women that no guys want to settle down, and yet they wonder why. Insane. Under Ontario law, an unmarried couple are considered common law spouses if they have cohabited, lived together in a conjugal relationship continuously for at least 3 years. But that doesn't necessarily mean living in the same home, the court found. That's crazy. It's crazy that just you can live with somebody and then be entitled to pay them after a certain time. 3 years, in my mind, is insane. I don't know why any guy would do that, but there's a lot of guys out there that just are clueless, don't know the law, very naive when it comes to women. But then this bullshit, you're out of your mind. But now they got to pay even though they're just dating? That's nuts. Now you're going to see, guys, this guy does some things in this article which I have to question, definitely aided in the court's decision here, as you're going to see. It says here, and this is obviously a quote, "Lack of a shared residence is not detrimental of the issue of cohabitation," the appeals court said. "There are many cases in which courts have found cohabitation where the parties stay together only intermittently." The decision comes in the case of Lisa Clemens and Michael Latner, both of Toronto, who began a romantic relationship after meeting in October 2001. At that time, she was 38 and separated with 2 children, court records show. He was 46 and divorced with 3 children. Although they maintained their separate homes, Latner and Clemens behaved as a couple both privately and publicly. They vacationed together. He gave her a 7.5 carat diamond ring and other jewelry that she wore. She quit her job and would regularly sleep at his house. They traveled together and talked about living together. Okay, so already he's showering her with things. They're vacationing together. He bought her the diamond ring and all that. Okay, you got people that date in relationships and all that, and it's common to go on vacation, and eventually the guys buy gifts and all that bullshit. I've warned you guys about don't buy gifts, and if you're going to do it very sparingly for very special occasions. But the fact that she quit her job and obviously then relying, as you're going to see, on gifts and all that, I'm sure that had a factor in this. This woman should have never quit her job. The guy should have never showered her with gifts and money, as you're going to see, because now, she can play the card that, hey, I haven't had a job forever. I have no skills. But regardless, it's bullshit he has to do this. Goes on, Latner proposed several times and Clemens accepted. He often referred to her by his last name. Big mistake. However, he insisted she sign a marriage contract and came up with several drafts. She refused. So at least he was smart to say, hey, well, his dummy wanted to marry her, obviously, but he did want to have, obviously, what would be equivalent to a prenup, but of course she disagreed. And I got to wonder if she held on purpose for thinking this could happen, given how Canada's courts are, how Canada does things. I mean, from what I've been told from my Canadian brothers that comment and send me emails, it's pretty crazy how things go up there. Throughout their relationship, the two kept separate bank accounts and never owned property in common. Nevertheless, Latner gave Clemens thousands of dollars every month, a credit card, paid off her mortgage, and showered her with expensive gifts. He provided her and her children with a lavish lifestyle, the court found. Now, again, yes, this guy was doing all these things, and I'm sure he was doing it out of the kindness of his heart, and he was in love with her, or whatever the hell you want to call it, trying to do these nice things, and these were gifts. This was based on generosity. Well, it now comes back to bite him in the ass, as you're going to see. How does she reward him for years of doing nice things for her? He paid off her mortgage. She didn't have to work. Money coming every month, taking care of the kids. How does she reward him? How does she thank him? She sues him to get more. Real nice, huh? Theirs was a committed relationship, the appeals court said. When their 14-year relationship finally broke down in May 2015, Clemens asked the court to recognize her as Latner's spouse and ordered him to pay her support. Yeah, real nice girl. He argued she had been a travel companion and girlfriend, nothing more. As such, he said they were never legally spouses and he owed no support. An 8-day trial ensued. No, he did not owe her support, but he didn't help his case by referring to her as the last name, by allowing her to quit her job, by giving her money every month, by paying off her mortgage, by taking care of the kids. Again, the guy was obviously trying to do nice things, and I get that, but given how things are in this day and age, as we all know, look how it came back to bite him in the ass. And I mean, it's unbelievable. To be honest here, she ought to pay him. He ought to get a monthly payment from her from all the nice things that he did. Do a reverse mortgage on her house that he paid off and start paying him something a month. Not suing him, but, he said the relationship ended in 2015. What's the saying? Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. Unbelievable. In her decision in February 2019, the Superior Court Justice Sharon Shore sided with Clemens. Of course, the Superior Court Justice is a woman. Big surprise there. She ruled they were in fact longtime spouses, finding that despite their separate home, they lived under one roof at Latner's cottage for part of a summer. Part of a summer. And during winter vacations in Florida, she ordered him to pay her $53,077 monthly indefinitely. Latner appealed. 53 grand a month indefinitely. Fucking crazy. You bet your ass he appealed. The higher court leaned heavily on Shore's analysis, finding she was right to conclude cohabitation can occur even when the parties stay together intermittently. Bullshit. The appeal court did find Shore had made an error in deciding how long Latner would have to pay Clemens support based on when they first began cohabiting. Clemens support based on when they first Clemens support based on when they first began cohabiting. While Shore had found that to be almost from the get-go, the higher court said it wasn't earlier than their first stay together at his cottage, meaning they didn't reach the threshold for indefinite payments. Well, thank God for that guy, but he shouldn't have to pay anything, to be honest here. Instead, it ordered him to pay her support for 10 years. So, 10 years worth of $50,000 a month, that is $6 million, I'm assuming it's Canadian money, regardless, $6 million bucks for 10, over the course of 10 goddamn years. Unbelievable. Clemens and her lawyers declined comment. Lawyers for Latner did not immediately respond to requests for comment. This is absolutely insane, okay? And so this goes to show, why would it, with this knowledge in mind, guys, why would any guy in his right mind now get in any kind of relationship with a woman if he knows potentially, after a matter of time, even if they don't live together, no kids, no joint assets, none of that shit, this guy would have to pay, okay? Now, sure, like I said, there's different factors to consider. She quit her job. He was paying her money anyway every month. Big mistake there. Lavish gifts, proposed her many times, refer to her as the last name. I gotta wonder if those things didn't happen, would the outcome be the same? It's worth questioning, it's possible. But regardless, this ruling can set precedent for how things go going forward. And it doesn't mean it's just going to be in Canada. It can spread worldwide. So for you guys watching this, I don't care where you are, if you're in a country where things are obviously, because of the you-know-what movement, are definitely favoring women over men and the deck is stacked against men, pay attention to this, okay? Because that could be you one day. So for you guys that are single, you young guys, and you think that the girl you're dating right now, that she's different, and, you know, you're different and all that, be aware of this. That could come back to bite you in the ass. You know, I've warned you guys from the day one about marriage. I tell you don't do it. I give you tons and tons of reasons why not to do it, aside from your mental health, but also the fact that it can hit your wallet. I warn you guys about moving in with your girlfriend, again, because of your mental health, and it can affect your wallet. Now we can add the fact is you don't want to get any long-term relationships and do much cohabiting, otherwise now it can affect your wallet. It's unbelievable. So, like I said, now you're going to have guys that are going to be like, wait a second, I'm not even going to do relationships anymore because of this shit. And you're going to have a lot of women whining and complaining that no guys, well, not only do guys don't want to get married anymore, because right now women are complaining about that. Guys don't want to get married. Guys don't want to settle down. Now you're going to have women complaining that guys just want to hook up. And woe is me and everything. Well, we know who to blame. And I wrote down, I got a few comments here after the article I read. Some people from around the world commenting on this. I just wanted to share because I thought it was pretty funny. And one of them from a guy, he says, I'm not going to say his name for his privacy. He says, they're loving it until the checks stop. Then they turn into the effinist. Wash, rinse, repeat. Use Tinder. Yeah, Tinder's going to get popular now. Another one, a guy says, just another disgusting Me Too judge lacking any intelligence. Another one, being a man in this current male predatory society comes with so much risk. There really needs to be a handbook on how to avoid these and other current perils. There are just too many ways to have your life turned upside down by the effiness that you could never foresee. Exactly. Well, this is why I do what I do. This is why I do the videos. That's why I talk about these subjects, to help guys out so that even if one guy watches this video, which obviously more than one guy is going to watch this video, it can help them out and they realize what's going on. Another guy says, which is why rich men are abandoned in Canada. It's become an insane asylum. Heard a lot of crazy things about Canada, and this is proving exactly it. And the last one, guy says, I had a friend that I miss very much as he passed away years ago, but he was a real man and faced ludicrous judgment like this. So he moved his finances overseas and jumped on a cruise ship and never came back. Yeah, you can't blame him, you know? So, like I said, guys, this is why I do these videos, to help you guys out. And for you guys watching this right now, if you're young, or it doesn't make a difference what age you are, please share this video, okay? And if you're not going to share this video with someone, at least copy and paste the article, which I have in the description, and share that with at least one guy. Spread the word around so, you know, people are aware of this insanity so it doesn't happen to them. And so, guys, now you can add, I've mentioned before, don't do relationships. I at least say don't do it if you don't want any headaches. Okay, but now you can now see how it can potentially impact your wallet. All the hard-earned money that you worked hard to have because of something like this. Insane. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. I can only imagine the comments are going to be coming. Comment away. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.